the new race to find treatments for measles. That's the headline from the New York Times, and it captures a striking shift in how scientists and biotech companies are thinking about a virus that was once considered a solved problem in the United States. For more than 2 decades, measles had been kept at bay thanks to a remarkably effective vaccine. There were no approved treatments for the virus, and frankly, there didn't seem to be a need for any. When David Zila started studying measles in 2020 at the La Jolla Institute for Immunology in San Diego, his colleagues sometimes questioned why he would devote his career to a virus of the past. As Zila puts it, there was zero interest. Measles was like a solved issue back then. Funding was scarce, especially with the new coronavirus taking off and still no vaccines for deadly Ebola species. But that changed dramatically in 2025. A series of outbreaks popped up in unvaccinated communities across the country, making it the worst year for measles in the United States since 1991. Suddenly, Zila found himself at the center of what he calls a very crowded hunt for new measles therapeutics that could prevent or treat infections. Just this year, 2 U.S. biotechnology companies announced they would begin testing antibody treatments, one of them citing measles incidence reaching levels not seen in decades. Another biotech company recently began animal testing of an antiviral. 2 academic groups, including the lab where Zila worked, have published promising early results on experimental drugs they're developing. It's too early to know whether these drugs might be effective, and it would likely be years before any of them reach patients. But as measles continues to spread, some companies are betting on the fact that there will be a market for them that didn't exist just a few years ago. This investment comes amid a growing recognition among public health experts that, in an era of vaccine hesitancy, it may no longer be possible to prevent measles outbreaks in the United States. It's now necessary to find ways to mitigate the fallout. That's according to Michael Osterholm, a public health expert at the University of Minnesota, who says, "We realize that the vaccine isn't going to get us out of this. The groups trying to develop new treatments are trying several approaches. One team of researchers from Georgia State University is developing an antiviral pill, designed to stop the virus from replicating and becoming a full-blown infection. Or, if doctors gave it to patients early enough in an infection, it could prevent it from getting worse." Another camp, including biotech companies Invivyd and Ceravir, are focused on developing monoclonal antibodies. These could eventually be given as an infusion to those most vulnerable in a measles outbreak, like babies too young for the measles vaccine and those with compromised immune systems. The article notes these drugs could potentially help contain outbreaks and protect people who can't be vaccinated, though research is still in early stages. That's the story for now. Thanks for listening.